Hi, we're going to talk about target action in two demonstrations, and this is the first of the two. Here we have a view which is set up in Interface Builder, and we have dragged a button to this view and changed its title text to red. The view itself belongs to a view controller. File's owner is the view controller, and that view controller, if we inspect that by clicking on the Inspect button, the Identity Inspector, we can see that the class assigned to File's owner for this view is View Controller. If we look at that class's header file, we'll see that we have an action method defined for the button, and we've called that button tapped, and this is UI button sender. So the target for that button on the view is the view controller. The action is this action method right here, button tapped, with the sender as a UI button. Now we can see that we haven't hooked this up, so we'll go back to the zip file and we'll right click on the button and we'll select the Touchup Inside event, and we'll drag that to File's owner, and if we release it here, it'll ask us what method, and the only method we have defined, the only action method here, is button tapped. So if we click that, now we have a linkage between the view controller's button tapped method and the Touchup Inside event on the button. So this essentially is creating a target action pattern between the button and the view controller's action method. The target is the view controller. The action is the button tapped method that we just hooked up, and the event is Touchup Inside. Now there is another way, if you prefer to set it up, and we'll go ahead and delete this connection. There's another way to set this up, and that is to use the assistant editor. Now if we close down this and we close down this so we have a little bit more room and click on this assistant editor button, we'll see the assistant editor for this view controller that goes along with this view. So now we have two editor windows up, and now I can simply drag from this selector to the button itself, and it will select Touchup Inside as the event that will trigger that. So there we go. Now if we don't like Touchup Inside, now Touchup Inside is the usual event for this, but if instead we wanted to use Touchup Outside, for instance, we could right click the button and get this dialog, and then we'll drag this over a little bit and use maybe Touch Drag Outside and hook that up to this event. So we could do that as well, but we'll do it this way. And now we have Touchup Inside associated with this event. So this is target action, and when we run this, we will see that indeed when we click the button tapped method executes. Now button tapped is just setting the background color of the view controller's view to a red color. Now this is target action in the simplest case, where we have a zip file, or even a storyboard would work this way. And we haven't talked about storyboards, but we'll get to them as we proceed throughout the course. So in the simplest case, we have target action between a view and its view controller. The target is the view controller, the action is the method, and the event in this case is UI control event Touchup Inside. Okay, in the next demonstration, target action 2 will be creating a button within the view controller, displaying it on the view controller's view, and then assigning a target and action and control event using the add target action for control events method. There is no difference between doing it this way and doing it the other way, because when we do it this way, the XML, the underlying XML for the zip file, is compiled and sets the target action for the view controller. Thank you very much.